Expect the unexpected when previewing NBA drafts with the Utah Jazz.
And in the 13th pick,
the Utah Jazz is very proud to select.
The Utah Jazz select
2013, 2014. The Utah Jazz select.
We're going to bring a mailman.
John Stockton of Gonzaga University.
Gordon Hayward from Butler University.
Rudy Gobert.
Utah Jazz will select Dante Exum, number 5 overall.
Trey Lyles from Saskatoon, Canada.
Yes, we're only 4 days away now from the NBA draft. Jazz have the 24th, 30th pick in the first round, 42nd, 55th in the second round. This guy right here, Walt Perrin, Jazz VP of Player Personnel. With his annual pre-draft visit, you've been busy bringing in a bunch of players getting ready for Thursday.
It's been, we haven't brought in as many as we had in the past 2 years, so it's been good that we've had an opportunity to get together as a staff and just talk about players.
This year we hear about the depth of this draft. Has that made the picks that you guys have this year more valuable, where in other years drafting 24th and 30th is something you're not too excited about?
The picks are always good to have. I don't know if we can do a lot of movement with them because it is such a loaded draft, a deep draft. But I know Dennis is talking. He's on the phone talking to a lot of people and seeing what he can get done. But we're looking right now to pick somebody at 24 and 30.
Well, it's already been jumbled up over the last 24 hours. The Celtics giving the first pick to the Sixers, taking their third pick and maybe some more first-round picks. And so a lot of Jazz fans are asking, well, how does that trade for the Celtics affect their pursuit of Gordon Hayward? I've also had a lot of Jazz fans ask me, isn't it tough for you and the Jazz trying to select somebody in the draft or maybe possible trade somebody if you don't know what Gordon Hayward or George Hill's going to do? Does that have any bearing on what you guys do Thursday?
Not much, because we always, our motive of our parents is always to draft the best available player. Now, we're also looking at, is this player going to be good for Gordon, or is he going to be good without Gordon also? But we look to draft the best available player at our picks.
So if there's not a wink, wink, nod, nod, I'm coming back, Jazz, from Gordon Hayward or George Hill, do you have a contingency? Say, if he stays, we want this guy, or this guy, this guy. If he leaves and George leaves, we got to go after this guy. Is there something like that, or is it just...
No.
No.
Because the guys we're looking at are going to be there regardless if Gordon's here or not. Yeah. So we're looking at who we can think is the best player for Utah Jazz with Gordon or without Gordon.
Okay. All right, let's dig into some of the possibilities.
You've been practicing this name all day long.
This is the best name in the draft. Andrzej Pasajnik, 7'2" center from Latvia, 21 years old. I'll say it, I won't get it right the next time I say it. Played for Gran Canaria in Spain last season. Walt, what can you tell us about this guy from Latvia?
He's a big kid. He's fairly young in terms of experience. He's been in Gran Canaria for 2 years. He left Latvia just to get better coaching in Gran Canaria. He's a friend of Porzingis. They grew up kind of together and played together. But he moves well. He can get out and shoot the three a little bit. He tries to play defense. He needs to get a little bit stronger and increase his offensive game some.
A lot of guys are going to say, ooh, he's 7'2". Going to try to compare him to Rudy because we didn't know who Rudy Gobert was before he came over.
He's a little different than Rudy. He's more an offensive player at his stage right now than Rudy was when Rudy was still in France.
All right, let's go to DJ Wilson, 6'10" forward out of Michigan. He's going to be there when you guys make a selection. What's his strengths?
6'9", pretty athletic. It's more of a stretch four type player. Really can shoot the ball pretty well. Runs the floor well. He's not a great rebounder. Needs to learn to rebound a little bit better and get a little bit stronger for us. He's a guy who we brought in really early in the process, and I haven't seen his name mentioned except for us, I don't know why, in the mock draft.
So he could have went back to school, but he decided to stay in the draft. Some say he had a promise. Not from you guys, though, right?
Wasn't from us.
Okay.
Wasn't from us.
Okay, this run on big men continues. Let's go to T.J. Leaf, 6'10" power forward out of UCLA. Utah fans got to see him up close and personal this year. What does he got?
Yeah, he came in for a workout. He's a really talented kid. As you said, 6'10". He runs the court well. He's a vertical athlete, gets up. He's a really good shooter. Can shoot it from three. He's shot it pretty well in our workout. I know he knows he can shoot it a little bit better. He can pass the ball. He's a very talented kid, all well-rounded. He's a little bit on the thin side. He's going to have to get a little bit stronger.
Semi Ojeleye, a 6'7" forward out of SMU, Duke transfer, averaged 19 points as a junior. I'm looking at a guy, if Hayward decides to leave, who's the guy that's going to be groomed in his spot?
Well,
Ojale, that kind of guy?
Simi, we're not sure if he can play the 3 yet. We look at him more as a small ball fourth, stretch 4. He's a guy that's got a body that you and I would love to have. He doesn't have to get much stronger. He's got very little body fat on his body. Can shoot the ball. He's more of a perimeter guy than he is inside, but he can go inside a little bit with when he played with SMU. And he needs to probably rebound a little bit better and become more of a better defender.
And so far, all these guys are going to be there when you pick late first and that first pick in the second round, right? These guys?
We think so. A couple of them may. TJ Leaf may be gone before us.
Okay, another guy from the all-name team, Ike Anigbogu from UCLA. He didn't play a lot in his way. He didn't have a big impact for UCLA. What do you like about this freshman out of UCLA?
First of all, you got his last name right, but you got his first name wrong.
Okay, see, I got the easy one wrong.
It's EK.
Okay.
Which we have to find out also.
I said Ike.
Oh. It looks like Ike, but it's EK. He is really a nice young player. A little bit raw offensively, but he really has a high motor, very athletic, really rebounds, plays physical defense. He's just going to have to get a little bit better offensively.
Okay, point guards now. Juwan Evans out of Oklahoma State averaged 19 points last season. This guy's a pretty good athlete.
Very good. Hate to compare players to this particular player, but he's got a game very similar to Chris Paul. Really sees the floor, handles the ball well, can create shots for teammates. Nice bounce pass right there, pocket pass.
You just got everybody excited.
He's also 5'11", so he's a little bit on the small side.
Quick follow, is that why his value maybe not top of first round because of his size?
Yeah, I would think so right now. It's tough for smaller guards to be able to play playoff basketball.
Well, Steph Curry, they didn't say he could go inside either.
Yeah, but he's 6'3" and can. He doesn't have to go inside when he's shooting 40
That's true.
Gotcha. All
right, let's move on to a local guy. Kyle Kuzma, while he is rising up the draft boards, at least that's what we're hearing. Can't trust what we're hearing all the time. But you guys had him in for a workout. You've watched him for a few years now. Why is he rising up draft boards, if so?
Well, because again, we had him in early before the combine, and he shot the ball extremely well for us. So I would imagine he's rising in the workouts because he's probably having good workouts. He's probably shooting it well. He's showing people he can do things more than what he showed at Utah. He's a very versatile player. He's really what we kind of look for nowadays in a stretch 4 type player where he can stretch the floor and open up the basket for drivers to the basket. So
he said a lot of good things about Kyle Kuzma, and he doesn't blow smoke.
No.
You're impressed with what he's done the last month.
I have been impressed. I'm really impressed with his workout for us because he really came in and showcased that he wanted to be an NBA player, and he has been working on his game.
And there's also not a lot of wings in this draft, right? It's mostly point guards and bigs that you're looking at.
It's mostly bigs, point guards also. And again, with Kyle, I think we look at him more as a stretch 4. Can he eventually gravitate to the 3? That has to be seen.
My eyebrows is raised on Kyle Kuzma for that second pick in the second round. Frank Jackson, low peak high, dude, freshman, had an injury that kind of slowed it down a little bit. He was expected to go late first round and early second until that injury.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get Frank in for a workout before the pre-draft camp, and at that particular time, he backed out because I knew he was seriously thinking of putting his name, leaving his name in the draft, and was going to probably hire an agent. But Frank is again a local guy who can really score the ball. He does a good job of handling it, getting it to the basket. He can get to spots on the floor that a lot of point guards can't. So he's done a great job with that. Again, with him, like most of the college guys, he's going to have to learn how to play, especially Frank playing the point guard. He's going to have to be able to guard really quick and fast point guards.
Okay, another local guy, a guy that grew up here in Salt Lake for much of his childhood. Caleb Swanigan, great story, was homeless, overcame a lot of stuff, and he became the Big Ten Player of the Year. But why is Caleb a Big Ten Player of the Year, considered maybe a second-round guy?
It's a good question. I don't, I look at the mock drafts, but I don't believe them.
Okay.
So we all have our own evaluations. I see Caleb or Biggie should be a first-round pick. Biggie thinks he should be a lottery pick. And with the numbers he put up, he has a good case for that. If I remember right, out of the number of games he had this year, he had, I think, 28 double-doubles with 2 20-rebound ball games, which is really unheard of. So he's put up some really historical numbers in the Big Ten, so he probably should be a pretty first-round draft pick. I think the concerns is verticality and his movement. People are concerned about him being able to guard on the perimeter.
10-second answers on this one. Eric Meek at BYU declared for the draft early. Probably not going to get drafted now.
I would say he's got a chance late in the second. I'm not going to say he's definitely second, but he's got a chance.
Weber State's Jeremy Singleton, kind of that tweener guy, 6'1", can shoot the ball. That's what you say. He's kind of that tweener. What's he going to play?
He's trying to learn to play the point. We brought him in. He did a pretty good job, so he still has a lot to learn. So he's probably undrafted.
And what does Jalen Moore need to do to make his way into the NBA?
Oh, that's a good question. We've tried to get him in twice, and he's been banged up a little bit. Okay. So I'm not sure. I think he's probably going to have to get a little bit strong, naturally get a little bit stronger, be able to play better defense.
Okay.
Awesome. Great
Walt
info.
Perrin, Jazz VP, player personnel. Hey, we'll see you Thursday. Then we'll pull an all-nighter, shall we? An all-afternooner.
Hope not.
Okay.
All right. We'll be an all-afternooner, but not an all-nighter.
All right, when we come back, the outspoken Steve Smith.